Hi, She Prayed family. My name is Josie Thomas, and today I will be sharing a little bit of my story with the topic special needs children. I have a son that has Down syndrome. He is now 2.5 years old. His name is Christian, and when I was pregnant with Christian, it was really, really scary receiving the diagnosis that he may have trisomy 21, which is aka Down syndrome. The way that it was told to us was not a way that, in my opinion, should have been told to us. It was more of something that was fearful, being that we were carrying a child that could possibly have Down syndrome. The doctors, they told us over and over that he may have brain issues and heart issues, being that he would have Down syndrome, and that maybe I should abort. Hearing that, and I had no clue what Down syndrome was. I knew people that had Down syndrome, but I really didn't know them personally. So it was something that just brought so much fear over me. Hearing that, my husband not so much, but me, yeah, it was really, really hard. My entire pregnancy was really, really rough. I cried and stressed throughout the majority of the pregnancy, and I didn't know why. I used to pray to God, like, Lord, I don't want to have a kid with Down syndrome. Please, if he has it, take it away, or change him, or heal him. And those were all selfish prayers, being ignorant to the fact of what children with Down syndrome were like. And it was really frustrating, going to my OBGYN appointments throughout my pregnancy, because I felt like every appointment was trying to pressure me into aborting him. They felt that he wasn't worthy enough to be born, and they felt that he would have too many medical complications to even be born. My husband and I, we never even thought of aborting Christian, because that's not what we believe in. We would say that whatever God wanted him to be, what it was going to be. It was God's will, and we would never abort just based on the fact of him maybe having Down syndrome. So we then proceeded with our pregnancy. It got really rough because we had to get a little bit sturdy with our doctors and tell them, listen, every appointment you tell us to abort Christian, and we're not going to abort him, so please stop telling us that we should abort. And then towards the end of the pregnancy, it kind of stopped a little bit, but it was really frustrating, and it was really, really scary. And then when I had Christian was when it was in fact proven that Christian had Down syndrome, because we didn't want to find out. They kept telling us throughout the pregnancy to get the amniocentesis, and we didn't want to risk that, because there is a possibility of having a miscarriage, and we didn't want to take that chance. So we didn't care if he had Down syndrome or not, and we were just going to proceed without knowing for sure. We always said we were just going to deal with it as it comes and learn as it comes, and that's exactly what we did. The day that I gave birth was when I knew that he had Down syndrome, because of his beautiful almond-shaped eyes, and he looked different than my other three children. And I texted my husband and I asked him if he thought that he had Down syndrome, and my husband said no, but in fact he did. And it's just been a scary but an amazing journey. And Christian did not have any brain issues, and he did not have any heart issues like the doctor said. It was a little bit frustrating, because I just feel that in my heart that the doctors should be a little bit more trained on how they explain to parents that could possibly be carrying a child that has Down syndrome, or any special need at that. They need to kind of have a little bit more feeling about it, and not be so cold-hearted about it, because they're babies and they're humans just like we are. And I know that there's other parents like myself and my husband that don't care that, you know, our child has Down syndrome, and that we're going to love and care for them just like we do any of our other children. So I just want to encourage all the moms and the dads out there that possibly, you know, have gotten a Down syndrome diagnosis, or in the future, you know, if you're watching this later on and conceive and you have a Down syndrome diagnosis, or even the parents that already have a child with Down syndrome or any special needs, that God created them to be on this earth for a reason and a purpose. And Christian, at just 14 months, he started showing us that he already had fulfilled his purpose and was already starting on that journey to fulfill his purpose. And, you know, Christian battled leukemia, and he did amazing with it. He beat cancer in half the time that the doctors told us that he was going to beat it. They told us that he would be in there for 10 months to 12 months, and he was done his cancer treatments in 5 months. And I would say that I give all the glory and honor to God, because Christian's story is truly one of a miracle. And the doctor said that they had never heard of a story like Christian's before, because most of the kids don't do well with the, you know, chemotherapy. A lot of them don't eat. A lot of them end up getting infections. Christian had always eaten. He didn't get any infections, thank God. He had transfusions, blood transfusions, platelet transfusions, and things like that. But his recovery time, he cut it in half. And I am just so grateful to be his mom. And if I can share one thing about being a mom that I love, is that Christian brings love, lights, and life to my family. And he has truly changed our world. And if I can do it all over again and have a choice, I would truly choose to have Christian the same exact way all over again. And because, you know, it made me who I am today, and I continue to learn off Christian every single day. And my husband and myself and our children, we are absolutely in love with Christian. And he has so much strength, and he's such a warrior. And I'm just so blessed to be his mom. And I just want to tell you guys out there, please don't ever be ashamed of what, you know, God gives you and how he gives it to you, because he handwritten our story all different. And, you know, we're all unique, and Christian's unique. I'm unique than everybody else. We're all different in our own ways, and that's all that Christian is different. And it does not make him any less. And I am so blessed to be his mom. And, you know, at first I was afraid to post pictures about him and talk about him and talk about the fact that he had Down syndrome, because I was ignorant to it. I didn't know about Down syndrome. But once I educated myself and I started to learn, they are just like us. They just learn things a little bit slower than we do, but they do learn, and they can do everything that we do. And I am just so grateful to see the journey that Christian has been on, and he inspires me every single day to keep going and keep pushing, because he does everything that he does with a smile on his face, and I couldn't be any more grateful. And I just want to thank you guys out there for listening to my story. And I pray that I encourage someone out there today, even if it's one person. I pray that, you know, I encourage you to keep going and to stay strong in whatever it is that God has you going through, and that you will be a testimony and a story for someone else that, you know, may be going through it after you. So I thank you so much, and I just pray that you all are blessed. Thank you.